with this reading straight away, I can see that you are somebody that has an immense amount of strength. You've been through things that most people couldn't even fathom, quite frankly. Like, you've been through more than most, but you haven't... High Priestess just fell out and I didn't even get that out. You haven't let that break you. Like, the things you've been through are genuinely heavy things, but you've come out of that triumphant. Like, you haven't let that break your spirit. You haven't let that make you a bad person. And if anything, it's just made you more connected to yourself, to your higher self, to spirituality. Like, maybe you've found spirituality through the difficult things you've gone through, right? You could be a Leo or a Pisces or have those placements, but you don't have to. But they're the two signs that have come out so far. But yeah, I really feel like you have this spiritual strength as well. Like, in the spirit realm, you are respected. Like, you are highly respected by your guides, whether you believe in God, the universe, because you have this strength, you have this wisdom. This is not your first rodeo. Do you know what I mean? If you believe in reincarnation and shit, you've been here a few times. You know what the fuck's going on, even if you don't know it yet. Somewhere within, you know, like, you have this wisdom. It's kind of like, as you go through things, you're just remembering things. It's not like you're learning stuff for the first time. That's how it feels for you. Like, you're remembering lessons and, like, certain things. So that's kind of cool. But yeah, I like your energy straight away. We've got the Queen of Coins, who could have earth placements, and the Seven of Swords. The first thing I'm getting from this is that you're somebody who has had their kindness, like, taken advantage of in the past. I just did a reading that was kind of linked to that, but not. This is different. This feels like you've been somebody and are somebody, right? You are somebody that is incredibly emotionally, like, comforting, nurturing. You're somebody that's very grounded, very stable. People are drawn to your energy because they kind of... You might have, especially in the past, attracted in a lot of people that are, like, kind of broken. Like, that's kind of rude, but, like, people that need or are seeking someone to fix them. And you may have, you know, played into that role in the past, but I don't see that you're doing that now. But the thing here is that, like, these people loved your energy because they see you as this, like, really nurturing, really stable, grounded, successful, wise, caring, intuitive, mysterious type of person, right? Like, all these interesting, cool aspects to you. They come in because they're drawn to this, right? These people, there's certain people, especially romantically, they're drawn to your energy, but then they begin to resent you for it, and it gets too much. Like, they're like, oh, that person's cool, that person's, you know, could be stable, could be interesting, could be somebody I could, like, use, quite frankly. And then it's like, actually, this is actually scaring me. Bye. That's kind of the energy I'm getting. Like, people have sabotaged things with you a lot, but at the end of the day, it's self-sabotage. Like, it may have hurt you at the time, but you just grew stronger from it. You just gained wisdom from it. Like, okay, bye, on to the next thing. But these people, they've sabotaged one of the best things they could have had. They've lost out because they acted out of fear. They acted out of just a place of, I don't even know the word, like, they weren't trusting their intuition, right? They went against their intuition and they chose fear and reckless behaviour and whatever else, right? Like, and like I say, this did hurt you. Like, but you don't really let on how much things actually impact you. Like, you're somebody that kind of keeps that to yourself quite a lot, deals with that in your own way. And then people just see the success, the growth, you know, like, the parts of you that you do put out there, but they don't really see, like, the strength behind it. And I think this is why, like, you're so respected spiritually. You're so respected because the universe sees that. your guides see that. They see what it's taken to get to the place you're at. They see what you've been through and how you've not let that shape you, like people's actions against you. Because I do feel like you've had people being nasty to you, like treat you with disrespect. And you don't even like crash out at them. You're just like, cool, bye. That there's power in that. And like sometimes, yeah, it might feel good to like crash out and shout and scream at someone, but like you just know that like that isn't gonna make you feel better. And that really bugs some people. Like some people that have done you dirty, they wanted a reaction out of you and you didn't give it to them. And that really bothers them, like that bugs them. Look at this. The Nine of Swords literally flipped and landed on the Seven of Swords. This is this person, whoever this is, oh my god. For most of you, this is one specific person, but like, they could be an air sign, but for some of you, this is multiple people. But like, they're an absolute shambles. I don't know why they're coming through in this ring, because this feels like somebody that's not even, they're not really relevant in your life anymore. But their energy's coming through because one, they're still thinking about you. Intuitively, you can feel this, right? But two, this did play a big part in your path, in your spiritual path, in getting you to where you are now. And that's why you kind of sometimes still feel connected to this person's energy, because like they were a catalyst for you on your journey. But for you, you were also a catalyst to them, except it was their behaviour that, do you know what I mean? Like, they were a catalyst for you because they did you dirty and treated you in whatever way and acted out of fear and blah, blah, blah. And that just showed you like, okay, bye, I don't want to deal with this. And it taught you a lot, right? And you were hurt, but you healed and you've become a new version of yourself. This person is still stuck in the same energy. They're still thinking about how they acted. They're still thinking about what went on because they did that. Like, you were a catalyst for them, but really they were a catalyst for themselves because it was the way they acted. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, the way they treated you was a catalyst for their own realizations about themselves. And I'm getting like with the throat chakra, this person, they cannot speak. Like, they cannot communicate. They're not communicating. They didn't communicate. They can't communicate. Whatever. I don't really care about that energy. I really want to know what's to come for you, what the universe wants you to know. We've got the Hanged Man and the King of Swords. So maybe you're needing to speak your truth in some way. I do feel like as well that is, this person's energy is lingering. And I think you can feel that. I think maybe that's what this reading is about. But there is this energy of, you might feel in a bit of a phase of maybe things aren't moving super fast for you right now, but this is key because you're actually gaining a lot of insights during this time. Like, whatever you've got going on right now, like physically, is the universe has kind of orchestrated it that way to make you slow down, to make you kind of have some realizations. So don't stress if like things aren't moving at the pace you want them to move at, because I think in a few months you'll look back and see there was important lessons to learn right now with whatever you've got going on. And a lot of that is to do with your mindset, I think, and maybe to do with this past situation. Maybe there is something with this past situation where, because we've got the Page of Swords, I do feel like you are still healing from this in some sort of way. You might have felt like you were done with this, and you are, but there could still be kind of some lingering feelings coming up to the surface to be worked through, so you can be free from them. I really do feel like, yeah, you're going to be free from this situation. I feel like this person's energy is lingering because they're thinking of you as well, but that's not something you need to indulge in. But yeah, I do think, we've got the Three of Swords I just cut the deck on. I do think that this situation did deeply impact you. Even though, like I said, you know, you have moved past this, you have really transformed from this situation. I don't think it's like super prominent in your life right now. Though for some of you it could be, like it could be a more recent thing. There is definitely an air sign energy relevant here. But like I was saying in the past part, like I do think this person's energy is lingering for you because, number one, they're lingering in this situation. They're still thinking about it. They're still thinking about you, all this. But I think for you, you're feeling a bit frustrated because you're like, why am I still thinking about this? Why is nothing moving forward here? Like, not with this person, because I don't think you even want things to move forward with this person. This feels more like you feel stuck a little bit in your life, and it's like this situation keeps coming up for you mentally, and you're like, why is this in my mind? I don't want to think about this, you know? But I think there are still some certain things, like we had the Three of Swords. I do think this situation hurt you on a very deep level, and it might be something that you didn't fully process at the time. Like you're still uncovering things about the situation, about how it impacted you, even if it happened a long time ago. You know, certain things don't come up until they're kind of ready to be worked through, right? Again, cut on the Three of Swords, like this person did break your heart. And you play it cool, like I said in the first part, you're somebody, you probably didn't crash out, you didn't like, you might have been upset and stuff, but it was more like internal, it was like in the comfort of your own home. You weren't like crying to this person or really even letting on how much it hurt you to even like your friends or the people around you, let alone this person. Do you know what I mean? Like you do keep things very like cool, calm and collected, but like you do feel it intensely as well. But the thing is, I think that's not necessarily a bad thing. Like I'm not saying it's a bad thing to do that, because I do think that you deal with stuff in a very healthy way. You work through things, but it's just in a more private way, which again, that's not bad. But I just think that there is still some more stuff coming up for this, like surrounding this situation that you went through. And I think that's why it might be on your mind, or why you kind of feel stuck on it, like you can't move past it fully. We've got the Unalive card. So yeah, this situation, frankly, is like almost like grief for you. Like you are grieving this person, the situation you had, or the person you thought they were. Like it's a lot. Like this is a heavy situation. And even, you know, it might have been a while, but that doesn't mean you have to rush your healing. Like these things go in stages. So I think this message is here for like a bit of a reminder to you that just because this situation is like still lingering in your thoughts or on your mind, or it keeps coming up, or like whatever, that doesn't mean you aren't moving through it. That doesn't mean you aren't strong. That doesn't mean you're going backwards. That doesn't mean you should be with this person. It doesn't mean that you are behind or you aren't doing enough. No, this goes in cycles, and I think you're in a cycle of really releasing this on another level that you haven't got to yet, right? Like it goes in certain cycles, and you have released it to an extent, but there's still more to come up, is what's happening here. And I think ultimately, like, this is so you can find peace with this situation, and that doesn't mean you have to forgive them. I'm not one that believes in that, like, oh, you have to forgive someone that like did something awful to you. No, but you can find peace with the situation. Like, I guess that's forgiveness in its own way, but it doesn't mean you have to forgive the person, even if they want that, because they know they were fucked up in this situation. That's the thing. And I think part of you kind of wants to know that. Part of you does kind of want like some sort of explanation, or like some sort of, I don't know if you want communication, but like it still just weighs on you, like, how could this person actually do that? Like, who does that to someone? Whatever they did to you, like, for some of you, this person cheated on you, like, they just did you dirty. Like, there's just a real sense of betrayal here. And heartbreak, like I said earlier. We have got the Star and the Three of Pentacles, but this is you. While this person is lingering in self-victimization, regret, wallowing in their fucking shit without actually actively trying to change it as well, they're just still, like, in the same place. Not that it's a competition, but, like, just letting you know. You are healing. You're rebuilding. The Star card represents healing. It represents alchemy. Like I said, you're this person that you have this strength, this spiritual strength. You go through stuff and you literally transmute it into transformation, into, like, alchemizing this painful energy into something that propels you forward, that makes you grow, like, in so many ways, like physically, like in terms of, like, money and career even, but, like, spiritually, mentally, like, you just can't lose. Like, you just don't lose. But you're rebuilding. You are rebuilding slowly but surely. You're rebuilding a very, very stable, secure, healthy foundation for yourself. And for some of you, if you are in a relationship, this is a very healthy one. Like, not this past bullshit, but, like, for some of you, you're currently, like, in a situation that is gonna help you heal even more. And this could be bringing up, like, some of this stuff. So, like, if you're in a new situation, it could be like, why am I still thinking about the past? Like, ugh. It's because this situation, this healthy situation, is highlighting just how bad the past stuff was, and it's kind of bringing that to the surface, right? So it's kind of just showing you, like, hey, yeah, like, things you just didn't recognize before, like, maybe when you were, like, kind of single, working through stuff or whatever, like, certain stages of your life just brings up new realizations. So let's just see what other messages want to come through for you. I think we've got the Page of Swords and the Eight of Cups. Now, I think with this situation in the past, it fed into a cycle and a pattern that you'd had since your childhood, where you didn't speak up for yourself. You couldn't speak up for yourself. You couldn't speak your truth. You were somebody that, if you know what fawning is, but look it up if you don't know, because I'm not a therapist, I'm not going to explain that. But, like, you were a people pleaser in basic terms. You would put others' needs before yourself, and this is probably a pattern that you had with a parent, and then you had it with this person, and maybe other people too, but this person specifically really fucking reflected it to you. Like, they really reflected to you just how much you would lay your needs to the fucking wayside or whatever to please someone else, to keep somebody else in your life, to make someone else happy. And you're moving away from that on a massive level, and I think this might be what you're realising right now. Like, you thought you'd moved away from this, but it runs deep for you. Like, it runs very, very deep. And you are becoming very aware of it, and you're really, really making progress with walking away from this. And I think in whatever this situation is now that you're in, that's really helping you to do that. And to rebuild, and not even rebuild, to build something where there's nothing but love, there's nothing but healing, there's none of this, like, you don't have to pretend, you don't have to be anyone but yourself. You can speak your truth openly and ask for your needs to be met without fearing somebody, you know, abandoning you or hurting you in some type of way. So, yeah, I mean, your energy is amazing. Like, you are so highly respected in the spiritual realm, and you have so much good stuff coming in, so much healing, and yeah, just keep going with it because it's looking great.